I'm doing it. Oh, you're a feminist.
I feel like I'm not answering this well.
My name is Sarah, I'm 21 and I'm a feminist.
I'm Noah Lopez, I am 22 and I'm a feminist.
I'm 21 years old and I'm a feminist.
I'm 19 years old and I'm a feminist.
Boys don't play with dolls.
Pink is a girl's color.
Boys don't cry.
Wow, you're so strong. You got hit by a girl?
You throw like a girl.
What are you, gay? Don't be such a pussy. You don't watch football?
You're such a mama's boy. You're so scrawny. He can't even grow a beard.
Are you more of an ass man or a boob man?
Dude, you're still a virgin?
Don't be a little bitch. Stop being such a fag.
You better keep that daughter of yours locked up.
Can you even get it up?
He was from a time when men were men.
Wow.
When I first saw the title of the video, I was kind of like, oh god, not this.
I think it's a good reminder that issues of feminism don't just impact women.
I've heard most of these things said to me, not only to me, but people around me as well.
I've heard quite a few of these things.
These are all feminine things that men do that's why it's seen as a bad thing.
That's tough.
Mostly when the guys are talking about like femininity type of things, like guys can't be feminine.
The one that got me the most was the guy that's like, keep your daughter locked up.
Like you better keep your daughter locked up, that kind of thing, which just really enforces rape culture.
Teaching guys that it's their responsibility to police women, I think it's a really negative way to bring someone up. And when people grow up with that, then they have their own kids and kind of the idea of like, I don't have a daughter because, you know, boys are gonna sleep with her, like what?
So when men were talking about like you're a pussy and things like that, like I could relate to that because I've been told that.
Women hear a lot of things, a lot of bad things, but men also hear a lot of things that associate them with femininity, that they associate with negative things.
Everything is just everyday language. It sucks.
A lot of them would be pretty negative for a guy's self-esteem, for his self-image, and then on the other side, I think it's really negative for the way men think about women and the way men are taught to think about women.
It makes you feel like you want to be hyper-masculine, I guess.
We always try to show the fact that we don't care, but like deep down inside, we're all human too.
To use feminine things as a way to insult men makes you think that feminine things are bad.
We're making masculinity better than femininity, where I feel like there should be equal.
If I'm calling someone a bitch or a pussy or, you know, like some of these terms are just, it makes no sense.
It's a girl thing that should be avoided if you're a guy, which doesn't make sense to me.
I would say hopefully they choose to identify as feminists because they see that everyone should identify as a feminist.
I think there are certain men that are aware of the inequality that women face, and they realize that feminism is not a bad word.
Because I don't understand the differences between genders. I don't understand why there has to be some sort of social hierarchy between them.
For me, if I would consider myself a feminist, it's more so the fact that I would consider myself fighting for equality.
When I look at a female, or if I look at anybody who decides to be any kind of gender, like I don't see a difference between us, I just see us being equal. So that's why I identify as a feminist, because I want that for everybody and I want everyone to think that way.
I definitely think there's kind of a stigma around the word feminism. It's commonly been associated with lesbians or angry women.
I don't think it should be hard for a man to identify as a feminist. I think the only reason why it would be hard would be people's negative stereotypes around feminism and misunderstandings of feminism. Is that if you're a feminist, then you're supporting women over men.
Mainstream idea about feminism is that it only deals with women issues and it's like a women's thing.
For men to want to identify as feminists can definitely bring them a lot of flack from other men especially.
If a man came up to me and I told him if I was a feminist, I'd be like, well, are you not?
My privilege as a man.
I wouldn't say that I make too much of an impact. I just like to say that I support it as best as I can.
I'm privileged because I can speak up about it.
If it was someone of a higher name or higher rank than me would be able to speak out on it, it would make a greater, like, that much of a difference.
Whereas I feel if I said it, people would kind of talk to me about it more because that's how society views genders.
Maybe the idea of like, oh, he's just saying he's a feminist to make girls like him.
Probably they think that I am a flaming homosexual. That's the one thing that comes to mind.
If you're a feminist, you're also feminine, which means you're gay.
Obviously, one way would be pretty much to help feminists as well in, I guess, any way possible, but personally, I have no clue what that would be.
I think by being supporters and listeners first and taking action second.
And also just like be open to discussion, listen to women.
I think being in an alliance with women in other genders as well, it contributes a lot and helps because it's not just the women being on their own, it's men acknowledging their privilege and also looking at how they can help women.
We shouldn't really be, I guess, discerning them and seeing them as lessers. So, that's it.
I feel that like everyone should be a feminist just because that's the only way to move forward into the future.
It's extremely important for men to be part of the discussion.
At the end of the day, males are very equivalent to females.
And then the video shows how damaging it is for both men and women to tell men they shouldn't be like women.